Hello everybody and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. I'm Robin and I will be reading for Virgo this evening. So Virgo, we are going to be doing your present or your current situation right now. And we'll look at a couple of options of like what you could do about the situation. Just get more information, and we'll also look into kind of the potential outcome as well. But first I'll cleanse the space with some Palo Santo and cleanse the cards. Okay. And welcome back. I feel like I haven't done a reading for quite some time. I think it's been like almost a week. So yeah, I usually record my videos on Saturdays, but I was out of town this last weekend, so I wasn't able to record any videos, but I'm glad to be back at it. So Virgo, keep in mind that these are general readings. So if you find that the message resonates with you, then wonderful. Hit the like button and leave a comment too. What else? Oh yeah. If it doesn't quite resonate with you, then check your other zodiacal placements, okay? Okay. Okay, at this time, I'd like to graciously, respectfully invite Spirit in, request a message for Virgo for their greatest and highest good at this time. This is for Virgo. Okay, and the bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Swords. So you could be experiencing some sadness right now, Virgo. And so we'll get to see what that's about as we get into the reading. But, you know, whenever there's some pain that happens, that's the very beginning of healing. Whatever it is that you're up against right now, you've now entered the healing portion of the experience. But we'll see what's going on. Okay. And bottom of the deck energy is the 10 of Cups. Okay. So that is happy home, happy family, happy community, you know, just really joyful experiences in your relationships. Now with the Three of Swords here, I wonder if anything has come in or what has come in to possibly disrupt this happy homeostasis, okay? Okay, Virgo, so it looks like your present situation is the King of Cups and the Empress. So, you know, you're wanting to, there's a lot of love in this current situation, a lot of love. And there can also be some tumultuous, there can be some disruption in feeling as something is beginning to grow or beginning to develop. There can be an abundance of feelings right now, but with the King of Cups energy, it would appear that you or someone around you, well, I mean, this is your present situation, so I'm going to read it as you, kind of keeping it close to the vest, but you're bringing a lot of emotional maturity to the situation. There's a lot of emotional maturity here. This could be related to a mom, a mother figure, right? So, you know, you're feeling all the feelings, but you're keeping a straight face, because as these feelings are happening inside of you, you are being present with them, but you're also holding a lot of compassion and understanding and patience for yourself and for those around you, okay? And this could have to do with a mother figure. You could be, and it's just, you know, it's energy, right? Like a nurturing figure, like you know, a nurturer, a matriarchal type energy that's around you. This could also be, you know, maybe you're trying to create something at this time. But there's just a lot of feelings about that, but you're staying quite grounded in yourself. There's a lot of emotional maturity here. Okay. Now on the one side, there's a Page of Swords and the Six of Wands. So, you know, you're getting a lot of recognition and praise and accolades right now for whatever it is that, you know, maybe it's in a work situation, maybe it's in some sort of field of study for you, but there's a part of you that despite this admiration, despite being kind of in an elevated status, there is a sense of vulnerability and like a beginner's energy here. Yeah. And as I'm saying that, like perhaps there's a part of you that's staying quiet about how you feel so that you don't let on to anybody how vulnerable you're feeling or how much of a newbie you feel like. You know, the pages, I feel, are like the fools of their suit, you know, so there's a sense of you being on the doorstep or the starting line of some sort of new endeavor. You could also be wanting to initiate a conversation with somebody. Wanting to address something. Some sort of small gesture, some sort of introducing an idea, or just bringing up a particular topic. This is really interesting. I can't quite tell what it is, but we'll see. And, you know, if we want more information, I'll clarify some of these. Okay, so then in another situation, like on the other hand, like on the one hand, here you are, just as I described. And then on the other hand, this could be kind of your internal experience here. There's the Ten of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So you could be feeling like you're juggling a lot right now and carrying a heavy load. You're taking on a lot of responsibility, but it's like you're doing it because this is what you do. And I get a sense of, like, as I'm saying that, I heard keep the peace. Like, it was just, you know, I didn't necessarily hear it, but it was like, that's what came through, like keeping the peace. Because with the King of Cups as like the primary outward presentation, I get the sense that on the inside you feel like a page. There's something that makes you feel like childish. Not that you're acting childish, because you're clearly not acting childish, but like you could be feeling kind of small, or like not as experienced and not as praised as you are on the outside. Like this could be an internal feeling as well, because with this, it's like you're just trying to keep everything afloat, trying to keep things afloat. And as I say that, I notice the little boat in the background kind of on the waves, you know, like riding the waves. It's like kind of, it's a bit rough. Like if you were inside this boat, you would probably be getting sick to your stomach, because the waves are very, very wavy. Like there's swells, you know, there's swells, like ups and downs. So there's that happening with you right now, because in the tarot, as you know, like waters are emotion. And so you're feeling, and the same kind of water is represented up here, right? Like in this position with the King of Cups. So you're having a lot of feelings about whatever situation you're in right now, but you're really keeping a very, very brave face. And I get the sense that despite kind of the rough and the ups and downs of your emotions, that you're just trying, you're trying very hard to stay centered, you know, and really not being logical about everything, but, you know, telling yourself, okay, you know, it's kind of like you're being your own silent observer right now. And so you're in the midst of something where you're really having to work hard to like keep your shit together. Ultimately, because this is like, and that's what you're holding, like that's what you're carrying and juggling. So you're up against something, some sort of sense of responsibility, maybe feeling like it's all on your shoulders right now. I get the sense that like a lot of people are looking to you for answers or to be a leader in a situation. Okay. And this is very overwhelming. This is overwhelming. It's hard. You know, normally when it's not so stressful, it's can be very enjoyable and delightful. You know, this is kind of like not a care in the world. Very light energy, but also very loving and community. Like there's connection here. But something has disrupted, something's too heavy right now, and that's what's bringing on this. That's what's bringing on this sadness. Okay, and down here in the outcome, we have the 10 of Swords and the King of Swords. So I didn't even really, I don't know if I acknowledged this as I put it down, it was just kind of in and out, but as I was reading the cards, I was like, you're not logicking, you're not like up in your head about this. There's a part of you that's up in your head, but there's a part of you that's trying to stay very present with your own experience, because something is kind of like this inside, you know? And there can be a part of you, as I see this King of Swords, it's kind of like, I see this also as an invitation where, yeah, maybe bringing in some King of Swords energy would be helpful for you too. There could be a time of, you know, in this whole process where the waves are just kind of too up and down, where you're like, ugh, let me just kind of go in my head a little bit, or let me just kind of do my very best to mind over matter type thing, you know? So in the outcome with the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords, I get the sense that you know that something is very, very painful for you. And you're resolute. You're kind of being pushed to your limits here. You're being pushed to your limits here. And I get the sense that, like, you are like, okay, I gotta say something. You know, I gotta say something. I can't stay quiet about this. But with the king, in the kings of all the suits, there is a reservation about them. They have a little bit more of a reservation. Whereas the queens are just like, they're very much, you know, not just present with their experience, but they'll let you know. You know, they're able to communicate what it is that they want to say. And with this, with the king here, it's like, I get the sense that you really want to say something, but you're kind of, maybe not saying something is like taking the high road, you know, because look at him. He's on his throne, right? And he's just like kind of like, I've had enough of this stuff, but I'm just gonna watch it. I'm just gonna observe, you know. Maybe you're in a situation where you feel like it can't be helped, hence the Ten of Swords, you know. Maybe there's a part of you that's just kind of like, I'm giving up, you know. And if I put an end to whatever this is, then maybe at least I'll know the answer, you know. I don't get the sense that you're confused in any of this. I get a sense that, like, you are very, very present with what it is that you're feeling and thinking and experiencing across this whole situation. But with the potential outcome being the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords, it's like perhaps you're making the decision to finally call it. You know, you're going to call the time of death here. And I mean, honestly, this could be about anything. This could be about anything. This could be about a new creative idea. This could be about a workplace. This could be, definitely, there's group dynamics here. There's group dynamics here with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups. But I get the sense that this is a very private experience that you're having. Because you're trying to stay emotionally mature and intellectually mature, when on the inside you feel pretty vulnerable. You know, and I'm looking at this Two of Pentacles here, and I'm just like, look at this person. Look at this. I want to call him a page. I want to call this person a page. Yeah, because it's like both of these characters, they're both kind of like have somewhat unsure footing. You know, their posture is not particularly grounded. They're just kind of keeping things in motion. And I get the sense with this one that there's kind of like this, and not that you're a clown or anything like that, not at all, but I feel like this person, it's like you feel like you have to perform. There's a hat on. It's like a juggler in the circus or something, like an entertainer, like you're keeping up an act, keeping the act up. And that act is really hard to keep up, right? So heavy burden. What is this about? What is this about? And you know, with the 10 of Swords here, I call that my death by 1,000 cuts. There's a part of you that's putting on, you know, like putting on a show to a degree, but not in a sense of like to entertain other people necessarily. It's more along the lines of, you know, not it's like not causing any drama, not causing any waves, because the only waves that are happening are like inside of you, and it's like you don't want to show that to anyone, but at the same time you're pissed. Like this King of Swords, like I'm like, you're pissed. You're trying to be all, you know, trying to keep your wits about you and stay like insightful and compassionate and patient and nurturing to the situation, but you're just like, your patience is being tested. And this hurts. It's like this is hurting and you don't have an outlet for it. Like I said, you're experiencing this on a very private level. Okay, I'm going to clarify the King of Cups and the Empress. I'm just going to pull like 3 more cards on the present situation. What is this about? What is this about? Okay, so the energies that's surrounding the present situation is the 4 of Swords, the Lovers, and the Star. So, you know, and there's the Mother energy here. So like I'm inclined to think that, you know, with this, and like I've expressed already, this is taking a time out, right? Taking a time out, taking some time to yourself to like kind of separate for a little bit. This is like self-care, getting rest, just kind of like, you know, like if you're really introverted and like you go to a party and the party's fun or whatever, but then after the party you're just like, oh my gosh, there's so much energy, like I have to go lay down and just like chill by myself for a while. That's the feeling here. And it's also like there's a quietness about it. And with the Lovers and the Star, like I get the sense that like it's important for you in your mind to stay grounded around this situation. Like with the King of Cups, like stay emotionally mature and like take breaks when I need to, because the hope is that you're going to keep the peace in this Lover's energy. And there's a lot of healing in this approach. I get the sense that with your approach to this situation, whatever it is, that you are behaving in a healthy way by staying mindful of your own mental health, but also staying mindful of the health of your relationship. But you have to question where it comes at the expense, because This is heavy. The 10 of Wands with the 2 of Pentacles. Let's go ahead and clarify that side too. And you know, the other thing is I'm looking at the star, it's like perhaps all of this effort that you're making in order to keep the peace can sometimes feel like, well, gosh, like I feel like my own peace, and I'm speaking for you right now or whoever this, you know, my own peace is so far out of reach. Like I do these things to keep the peace and to honor my relationship and to honor myself. But it's like, what is my goal with that? And why does it feel so far away? It's like you're doing this in the name of health and wellness and like well-being for yourself and the group. But like, it doesn't have to, like, I just feel like you're at the end of the line when it comes to the reward. Okay, so for the 2 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, you get the 3 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So it's like I was saying, in an effort, because these are your efforts right here. These are expenditure, energy expenditure cards. Like these, you're working hard, your energy is coming out, you know, you're using your energy here. Okay, for the good of building something up, something strong, something like a strong foundation. You're wanting to cooperate. I don't know what role you play in the group. Like in the 3 of Pentacles, it's like there's the leader and then the person who's holding the plans. It's kind of like the foreman and the supervisor, and then like, you know, the worker, the hand. There's 3. But it's in an effort to build something stable and good. But I feel like these efforts, there's something about this expenditure of energy for you that's just like, this is a 4 of Cups. You're like, ugh, I don't really feel like doing this. You know, it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. You're exhausted. And it can be a little bit boring too. Like you're just kind of like, no. It's like you having to balance what it is that you want for yourself and then what everybody else wants. You know? What does everybody else want? And then with the Queen of Swords here, it's like, yeah. This is the gal who's gonna say something. And you got, so in the King of Swords you have in the potential outcome here. So we could see this as an invitation. You know, you could be through this experience and communicating your feelings about how much energy you're spending and how you really don't, you really don't feel like doing that. You know, by communicating this, because the Queen is a part of this little group right here, and this energy, by communicating it, there's a leveling up to the king. But when you level up to the king, there's going to be an ending of something. And I think that the ending is not necessarily the ending of like, I mean, it could be the ending of anything. I don't know what it is, but I get the sense that it's an end of a dynamic. An ending of a particular group dynamic that you are no longer wanting to entertain anymore. It's like you can still stay connected. You can still stay connected here with this person and with these people and have boundaries and be honest about your inner experience and speak up about it. Speaking up about it. This is definitely a more like strong, like, you know, just not aggressive, but like assertive and present with oneself. This is, okay, I'll make a small gesture into saying something because I'm a little unsure of myself, you know, a little bit. That's a difference, right? Yeah, you're kind of done with this song and dance. Okay. What's up with the group dynamics? Or, you know, I'll just pull more cards here and I'll pull more cards here and then I'll get some oracle cards for you. So, Page of Swords, Six of Wands. Maybe this is about what you want to say to the group. What is it that's inside of you that's just kind of starting to bubble to the surface, but you feel really vulnerable about? Because maybe that's what's at stake. Everyone's admiration. If you speak up about how much of a drag this is, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but will you lose respect? Will you lose status? Will you lose praise? I think that's a fear. If you speak up about something, will you lose love? Will you lose admiration? But I will say this is not necessarily like love. This is like, there are all these fans, they're super excited about this figure, you know, and they're even fascinated and intrigued by them and see this person as a leader. So there is admiration. So I don't know if necessarily you'd be losing love per se. Be more like how people think of you. You don't want anybody to think of you in a bad light. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be keeping up this act over here. I do feel that your partner, the one that you're closest to here, is supporting of you. I think that this is probably the only person that does listen to you. They're like, they can be like your place to go. Like, here you go for solitude and recharging your batteries. And then when you're done with your timeout, you can come and like share that with your person. And that is very healing for you. You know, and with the Empress, I'm noticing she's like kind of looking over her shoulder, right? But she's a very strong figure. Granted, she's archetypal, but the major arcana is more of like a very large, overarching energy. So there's love here. There's a lot of love here. So I wonder if this whole thing that you feel like you have to keep up some sort of song and dance and it's a burden, and then you're like, I don't want to do this shit. I would wonder if part of that is self-imposed as well. Not that it doesn't come from any kind of influence, because clearly we co-create our dynamics with others, right? it's like other people come in and then their stuff kind of hooks into our shit, and and can then all of our own stuff will dictate how we behave when we are in relationship to others. Okay. Page of Swords, Six of Wands. Yeah. Yep. So, that's clarified by the Five of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Death. I think that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid to speak up to the group because you're afraid that that'll cause some kind of conflict. So it's kind of like, okay, what action do I take? And this is in the middle. This energy is in the middle of an argument and conflict with the Five of Swords and the Death card. Now, the Death is it's transformation. It's transforming. And so I think if you were to speak up, if you were to make that decision I believe that your fear is that there's going to be conflict, but what it could actually do for you, and it could do both things for you. It's not really either or. Ultimately, for you to speak your mind on a situation is going to bring about some transformation. It can change this dynamic, whatever kind of dynamic you're in, where you're kind of, taking one for the team and keeping up the brave face. But inside you got that. But yeah, there's a part of you that wants to speak up and address the group. And you kind of feel like if you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's like if you don't, then the suffering just is yours, right? You can handle it. I get the sense that there's like you're kind of coming to the end of the road of like ignoring your own needs. And with the Queen of Swords, King of Swords energy, Page of Swords energy, that like you can't, that you're outgrowing that internal, intrapersonal and interpersonal dynamic. I am done staying quiet about how I feel. And that's the thing. There are no other cups other than the King of Cups in this read. Swords. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, we got the Four of Cups. 6. We got like 6 sword cards here, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So what's up with the King of Swords and the 10 of Swords? Page of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck energy, Page of Wands. Hearing the call to take action. So with the Page Cups, some small emotional gesture. So with the Queen of Swords over here, being in the energy group of not wanting, of like juggling and carrying the load and not feeling too keen on doing that anymore in order to keep everything stable and foundational and copacetic, to be a cooperative member of the working team. This is someone who's going to speak up about it, right? And then you got the King of Swords, which could be like your counterpart, you know? Like it could, like I said, it could be a leveling up for you. But then it could also be your partner. Because we have like the divine pairing, you know? And male, female doesn't matter, it's energy. Because they're both of the swords suit. And the thing that tells me that this is a partnership is that here's the Page of Cups. So this to me would say, I'm going to initiate this. It's like someone having a lot on their mind to share, but having a little soft startup, right? Really kind of not coming in guns blazing at all. Like you want to start up a conversation with your partner, but you're really afraid because you feel like there's a lot at risk. Okay? There's a lot at risk here. The Ten of Swords and the Death, and then some conflict. I get the sense this is something you've been holding on to for quite some time. This discussion. And you've been going back and forth on it. We got the Two of Swords. Should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? This is how I see it when I'm looking on the table, so I'll put them in this order. Doing a little soft startup, small gesture, Page of Cups, to go towards your partner. Because this is something that's important to you. This is something that's on your heart. You have feelings about this situation, okay? But you've also been in kind of some stalemate energy. You've gone back and forth in your mind on whether or not you were going to bring this up. Bring up this, your feelings. And even the way that you're bringing up your feelings. Like, I see a lot of big feelings about this. You certainly have a lot of big thoughts about it. And like, it's like there's a dissatisfaction, there's anger, and righteous anger, rightfully so. You have I don't know what you're mad about. I don't know. And you're not just mad, like you're exhausted and you're dissatisfied. There's something not okay. I don't know what it is, but there's something that's not okay. You've been holding on to it for a good long time, and you really want to say something about it. And with regard to, like, since you have been keeping a brave face and just like, you know, not really saying anything for a good long while and just keeping up the juggling and the keep bearing the heavy load, that would match up perfectly with when you do decide to step forward and share your thoughts, that it's like, here's my small feelings about it. I'm just going to do a small gesture, you know, like my feelings aren't that big. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be mocking or anything like that. I'm just pointing out like the dynamic, and I'm familiar with this kind of thing. I freaking get it. I get it, of being like, you don't want to rock the boat, you know, so something really bugs you, but you're just going to say a little bit, or like maybe let on that it doesn't bug you that much. And I don't know, there's just this way that I want to say there's just this way that people, by and large, do these kinds of things, especially when there's a lot at stake, and there can be also a lot of fear of feeling vulnerable, because pages are vulnerable. Oh, I should have been covering that supple breast with my finger there. Sorry about that, YouTube. So yeah, no, it's like you're making a small gesture to really have this conversation, but you've been going up over and over, back and forth in your head about it. But this is very, very important to you. This is very important to you, because with the Hierophant here, this is tied to your values. This is tied to your mores, like your morals, your ethics, your beliefs, just how you make meaning of the world. This also impacts your commitment, your marriage. This is considered a marriage card, you know. This can, you know, and you got these two people down here. And there's something where you're just like, this isn't fair. Whatever's been going on hasn't been very fair. And with the Hierophant, that could also be, that could be an invitation to get consultation on this situation. I get the sense that looking at this spread and just kind of, I get the sense that your fears, or your prediction of what could happen if you were to, you know, say something that I think that your thoughts about the outcome is probably a lot more dire than what would actually happen. I think that the 5 of Swords and the Death and the 10 of Swords, I feel like those are fears. However, your situation is what it is, and you are the best judge, but you're the best judge of the like the prediction of the outcome, right? So the advice, or not advice, the potential outcome is that there will be an ending of something. But I get the feeling that it will be the end of a dynamic. So this is an opportunity to heal. You want to heal whatever this is. You want to heal it. And you also want to stand up for yourself. And I can't help but notice the Queen of Cups underneath the 3 of Swords. And then we have the King of Cups here. Yeah. Okay. So The potential outcome is like the fears of something way more dramatic happening than quite possibly could be. This is the beginning of a healing because you're about to really step into your power and stand up for yourself around whatever it is. You are being very, very careful to do it in a very approachable way. Like, I get the sense that you're wanting to like really kind of tiptoe. If you feel like you are in a dangerous situation, then definitely get consultation on your approach, or have somebody there with you when you have this conversation. Or if you're in real, true, actual danger, absolutely get the support around you. And there's no, you don't need to be doing no conversations to do any of the heavy lifting. If something is dangerous, then just get the support around you. I don't know what else to say about that. But I do get the sense that the potential outcome is to maybe go seek consultation, like a therapist or a marriage counselor or a friend, because you know what you want to do, but I get the sense that you have a lot of big feelings about what could happen after that. But yeah. But ultimately, I mean, I think that you're really clear about what you're not willing to tolerate anymore. Okay. You have 3 pages here as well. So this could be a new beginning and a new dynamic. And the feelings around broaching the subject, or the feelings around taking that first step to change whatever this is, the situation, for the better, for you, for your health, for your mental health, your physical well-being. That can feel like a very vulnerable place to be. And that's okay. That's perfectly normal and perfectly okay. Which is why you want to get your supports around you. You want to have your support. I see a supportive energy in this person. There's supportive energies here. And there is hope and healing here. And this whole piece, everything that I've talked about today, this is about self-care. And you're not being selfish. I think that's a fear of a lot of folks who like to give and give and give and give, that if they were to say anything or like try to disrupt the dynamic where they're the ones always carrying the heavy load, that then they're gonna seem, selfish, or they're gonna get criticized or some sort of something, and that's not true. There is enough room. There is always enough room for you to get your needs met, and to be loved, and to have boundaries, and to be available and, engaged in a free, in a flowing, reciprocal, healthy relationship. There's always room for your needs. There's always room. And there's always room for theirs too. It doesn't mean that you're that you're bad, or that you're, oh no. Okay, Virgo, that's what I have for the tarot portion. This seems very specific and as far as a dynamic goes, but yet common. But I don't know what it is about. It's about a dynamic. But like the actual content, I mean, it could be anything. How do these things play out? Okay. Aw, dog, friend. Today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. Maybe this is an invitation to snuggle your fur babies. Okay. Crocus, opening. Tender crocus is one of the first flowers to appear in the spring. She is gently reminding you to be open to the beauty and softness of the world, even though it may seem harsh and inhospitable at times. Trust the process. Open and accept the possibility that there is love and magic surrounding you always. Very nice. There is enough room. Okay. Relax and hold. Oh, wait. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause? What? Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. What? Okay. Be at cause? What the heck does that mean? Okay, let's. Like, what? Okay. Number 26. I probably won't read the entire thing because this whole thing, like, these are kind of long. All right. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. All right, dear Sacred Rebel, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You are being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out of one level of known reality and into the next level of higher voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust and a heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe, so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us more quickly, more radically, more beautifully, and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is a reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great big cosmic yes. Okay, to access this reality, you have to leap from known waters And to access this reality, you have to leap from known waters, and others may think you are crazy for doing so. You have to leave behind the dark, weighty grip of hesitation, procrastination, second guessing, and the belief you have to do everything on your own. You may fear for your life. How will you be safe in the wild electrical pulse of so much aliveness? How will you function without the hazy, sleep-inducing paralysis of playing it safe? What did we talk about this whole reading? Taking too long and placing lesser priorities above your sacred art of life. So basically taking too long and placing lesser priorities above your own life. It says you don't need to worry about such things. Let's see here. You are asked to go within and imagine diving deep off the edge of what you have known. There is so much more calling to you now. It's your time. Leap. So it's talking about taking risks and living in authentic alignment, living in alignment with your inner knowing and your life and your world and what you want. That's basically saying, come out of this space. You don't need to be here in this energy. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, thanks.